looking at the other.
Yeah, good. So, okay, so tell me about the first week.
Oh, phase one.
Past week.
Past week was phase two, and I think it was very confusing for a lot of parents, because even though we got the word from the union that we needed to kind of be in the same place with everything, just on enrichment, not teaching forward right now. You get people who they go forward, and you have a community that talks, and they talk a lot more when they have a vested interest in it, and their vested interest is that they just became teachers. Oxy. So they are looking at kind of their best interest. Well, I want my teacher to do what that teacher's doing. And the backyard fence talk becomes different. They all know that we're working hard. They all know that this is very difficult, but they still are expecting a lot.
Yeah.
And yet I think there's also been so many parents that have been so supportive, and I can speak for my class, my teammates' classes. We have gotten nothing but positive support from everybody. The biggest issue is the connectivity and making sure that everybody is going onto the same site. And okay, so you have people who will look at Class Dojo, but they don't look at anything else. Emails, but don't look at anything else. They go to Google Classroom. You want them all to go to one place so that you don't have to be sending so many messages and inundating them because they're already overwhelmed.
Right.
But that was definitely a challenge. And at the end of the week, we sent out a distance learning survey. This is our second. The first one was sent out at the moment we started this distance learning. And this one is, okay, where are you at now? And what was really nice is 21 of my parents were able to respond versus the first time out, I think only about half responded. So you've got people on board because their life depends on it.
Well, you only have what, 25 kids or something?
24 kids.
24, yeah. So most responded then. And
yeah, that was really good. And the one that, there was one that didn't. Her mother is in the healthcare industry out here, and had to be shipped off to Vegas to be with grandma because she can't be with mom. It's too risky. This is so tragic. Yeah. And that mom has been texting me saying, what can I do? Because my parents don't have any tech savvy at all. And anytime you ask them to click a button, they lose it.
Yeah.
You think there's got to be a way we can help this child, but she is, we've got to mail stuff to her. Ask for that. I actually asked for that. I don't know if that's going to help grandma and grandpa help her on the computer, but at least I can make that connection and tell them things to do. But of course, I've got to come up with things she can do.
Does she have an iPhone though? Does the child have an iPhone?
No. Grandpa may have an iPhone. I just heard they are not very techy.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, so you just got, okay. And then we had some where it's, and I speak Spanish, so I'm able to connect with a parent, but when they're showing me on my screen, this is I'm trying to get onto your Zoom lesson after you change the login. They changed the login requirements on Monday, a week ago. Well, I have to try to work her through that, but I'm not understanding what is on her screen. Those were some issues I dealt with about 4 different parents. But she's the last one, and I'm going to work with her on a separate Zoom to have her show me what she's getting maybe on her iPhone, she can show it to me.
So in a perfect world, you'd have 24 kids right there on Zoom, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd see each one of them,
mm-hmm.
and you can, talk to each one individually and mute the others or whatever, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, but that you don't have a perfect world yet.
Not yet. I've got about 21 to 22 kids have shown up on every single Zoom, and I did 3 last week. It doesn't mean that it was a perfect science. I had one who came and he was eating pizza. And I had to tell his mom, no, this is the second time. No, put the pizza down. He can eat before or after, but he gives me his undivided time. Well, he got really hungry, and so suddenly I see his name only on the screen. His face is gone. We've got the name up, and I went, oh, he's eating pizza now. So you realize you're not going to also get their perfect attention.
Right.
World, you have, a modicum of attention from all your children.
Right.
This one, I just have to, beg, please pay attention. And they're 6. What do you do? They see a bright and shiny object, and suddenly their brain is off and trailing.
So what do you do then? Do you read? You read to them? Do they read stories?
Last week was different. I shared on the screen, which I was so excited about when I finally figured out how to do it properly. And I shared a slideshow.
Share the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, shared the screen with the slideshow I made. And the kids love. We learned about Charles Schulz, and I didn't tell them until the end who it was. And we did a directed drawing of Charlie Brown.
Aww.
And I got to tell you, his story is so cool, so chill. And then they love doing that.
It's a biography. Are you talking about his biography?
Yep. I made my own because the one from school was pretty slim.
Yeah.
I like histories. You kind of know that.
Yeah.
And then I did I think the second Zoom, we did some phonemic awareness. So I did some flashcards and stuff just to see if that would work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know it'll work yet.
Flashcards, they should work, right?
Huh?
Flashcards should work, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I put them up and did my same sound again. So, and you could tell they were really excited to do it because they're going, I remember her doing that so long ago. And she was so wonderful. I love her.
I know. And they can't want to touch you.
If I could only. No, I've gotten a lot of, I just want to be with you. And I'm here.
They're 6 and 7, for God's sake.
I'm teacher.
Yeah, they're little. Okay, so then, all right, so you did that, and then what else did you do? What else are you,
I did some math questions. That was really hysterical. So I had them on Google Classroom solve a math puzzle with money. And it was just fun, easy, and had them share out. And some sent me pictures of it, so I could put those into a slideshow, and then we could discuss how they solved the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, all the kids, they want to share. You saw a bunch of hands going up, and you're going, okay, show us what you got. And they're going up to the screen like, well, right here. And you're going, no, it's not going to work that way, kiddo. And then you'll say, okay, could you explain how you solved this problem that I'm showing on the slideshow? And you get, and of course, crickets in my head. Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose all the kids.
Right.
Did anybody do it different from Janie? And they raised their hand. Same thing, Janie. Oh, you did it just like Janie. That's good. Okay, could I have someone who did it different? It was just, you're just pinching yourself. Oops, I gotta just.
All right.
That's just my son. He doesn't matter.
Sounds like he's barking though.
I give him a bark sound because he and I love dogs.
Okay. All right. So what else then do you do?
Oh gosh. Besides the math, I had, we shared some of the cartoons that they made based on the learning, the teaching of Charles Schulz. And
Okay, have they just show you the cartoon then?
I put it into a slideshow. It doesn't work. That was the one thing where you go, okay, they can all show me what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the lighting, and I can't control their lighting. This is not Hollywood. I can't see their picture, and neither can anyone else. So it's just a master joke.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, and you're just looking at a bunch of white pieces of paper with pencil on it.
Mm-hmm.
even when they traced over it with a dark marker, it didn't matter. What will work is when I have them lift something and it's one giant, like, can you give me the answer to this problem? 3 + 5. And they write 8 and show. That I can see. Can't see details. That's not effective.
Right. God, but it's really, but it's, do you just spend the entire night just thinking of things to do? All right, how many days?
Thinking of things that would work. That's what you spend the time doing, is how will I make this work?
Right.
And how can I make our Zoom meetings as effective as possible? That's probably where I'm at right now, is making sure that the Zooms have some value, interest, without me having to go through a whole song and dance. I want to capture their attention.
And Kristin, how much time, I didn't even introduce you, Kristin Fredrickson. How much time do you actually spend with them on Zoom? I mean, their attention spans are like 10 minutes, so.
We were on for an hour.
Seriously?
Yeah, but I had the slideshow. The slideshow took up about 15 minutes of reading or more. And
I don't know what you mean by the slideshow. Are you talking?
I do a little slideshow where it was all about, pictures of Charles Schultz and words, and brought him through his life. So that's about 15 minutes right there. Mm-hmm. And the directed drawing was about 20 minutes, but they were utterly engaged. So I do know directed drawings work, and if I have them solve a problem where the end result is one simple answer they can show on the screen, it can't be convoluted, it can't be a whole array of details, because it's not going to show up.
Right.
And you're going to lose kids.
Right. So what do you do when you start losing him? Johnny, who was never very good anyway.
It's always Johnny.
Johnny over there playing.
That's my guy too. When I start losing them, I start singing a song that they know from class. And once I do that, it brings all of them back. And that's what I even did in my class. I taught them a verse of Blink 182's All the Small Things. As soon as I started, they're there. They're doing the little hand motions.
Sing it a little bit. Sing it.
Pardon?
Sing it.
All the small things, true care, truth brings. I'll take. I can't go anymore.
Okay, all right, I got it.
You get it. And they ask for that, to get them back in check. And it only takes about a minute to sing through the one verse, and they're really, then I've got them back again.
Yeah.
I'm doing this a lot in a Zoom meeting where I have to draw attention back in.
Yeah.
But there's so many things you can do. It's just we're getting used to having them on Zoom.
Yeah. Okay. Can I just ask you this? What are you getting? I want to be in your class. Can you include me?
Oh, come join me. We have so much fun.
Yeah, I would love it. I did teach first grade, so it was so much fun. First grade, I found out that first grade and junior high kids are a lot the same. Really,
Or what?
a lot the same. That's what and when you're teaching them, it's a lot the same.
Absolutely. I agree.
Perfect. Okay, so what help are you getting from the district, or what do you need from them?
They are actually doing a lot, and I kudos to the TOSAs, the teachers who have stepped up, who come up with guidelines and plans for us that can take us through a week. This has to be daunting for them. It's hard on their families to lose them for that much time. I cannot praise them high enough. So they have given us plans. Now, the plans themselves, I can't even wrap my brain around it because it's so much information and there's so many pieces to it, because you've got much more computer programs that they need to access, and then the Zooms and your Screencastifys, and it's just an awful lot of stuff. But they have been supporting us throughout all of it, and I will say this is the one time I can see where the teachers and the district are really working together on this, because I think it's really taken everybody for a loop.
Right.
We're jointly together.
Right. So people that are watching it don't necessarily know what a TOSA is. So it's a teacher on,
I'm sorry.
teacher
On special assignment. Jingles is joining me. He wants to clarify some things, I'm sure.
Oh, so cute.
He's there. Hello. Hello, Sandy.
Wow. The way he looks at you.
Every time I'm on Zoom, he's got to run in.
The way he looks at you is just so cute. Okay, so
Hello.
okay, so as I understand it, the TOSAs then have made the plans and gotten things together for you,
Yep.
and then just handed them to you. Like, I mean,
I download them, but they put them onto a Google document, and they've trained us in it as well. So before sharing it even on our Google Drives, they make sure that they have explained it, and not in 3-hour meetings, but half hour it's very concise and precise. And we are able to look at it later, try to digest it, but then we meet with our teams and decide, what can we do of this? Because our team in particular really wants to work together, not to do things exactly the same, but to be teaching the same concepts. I have the best team. I think my first grade group is
that from your school?
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah, that's fun.
We're not trying to outshine each other. We're not moving ahead doing whatever we want like rogues. We are really trying to
get together
as a team. And I think that helps us, because the parent community doesn't target anybody as doing more or less or not enough of something.
Yeah, that's very good. So how many people are you working with?
I have in my grade level 5 other teachers. We're a fairly big school, and it's K2, so you have 6 to 7 teachers at each grade level, which can be really difficult for everyone to be on the same page. So it takes the strength of a dynamic team to work together so successfully, and they just
you don't meet every day. You meet once.
Well, we actually did. And I'm going to say, at first I was grumbling about it because I'm a less is more kind of gal. And there were so many meetings already that I was going, one more meeting, please. I want one less meeting today. But I think we kept the check-ins short. We were about half hour every day and just discussing what issues we had, logging on, putting our parents on, what sort of issues we had with our children, what we were teaching. And so they were actually really productive meetings, and my resistance to them kind of petered away as I realized how important and valuable it was to all of us. We also had a grade level meeting Thursday for an hour, and then we had a staff meeting for an hour. And I hear there are some teachers, they've been having staff meetings, I guess, 3 times a week. Our principal has been fabulous about honoring the very little time we have. And so we had one staff meeting on Wednesday, and then we went in to get anything else we needed from our rooms on Friday. At least was the directive we got from our principal at our school, so that they can begin going into the next steps of getting things to kids that they need.
Okay, so this next week, nothing, right? You're not.
No, we're not supposed to do anything, but the fascinating thing about that was we had our Thursday training for the phase 3, where we need you to hit the ground running Monday, that Monday, the 13th. And we got to go into our classrooms to get our stuff. That didn't give us much time to process.
Hey, you're frozen.
School,
Frozen.
back to school, to teaching. So, yes, we're probably going to be doing some work over this holiday, but if we do that work, it's because it'll ease our mind when we come back on Monday.
Will the kids have their books on Monday?
Will who?
Will the kids have their books? They will never have their books.
They actually, our principal, and I think when I was on my training, they said, yes, we want to get the non-consumables to them, which I was floored because I know how much those cost.
Yeah.
But they need to have something in their hand. They can't do everything online. It's not feasible. These are little children who really need to touch, feel, and smell. So that's what I did on Friday, and I'm sure all my peers did, was set up their desks with all their items that they would need at home. Now we just have to figure out how we're going to get that to them. And then the packet of worksheets that week 1 of phase 3, that's this moving forward, teaching forward phase. I guess they're going to be mailing it out, but they're not going to mail it out till that Monday we get back, from what I was told. So Sandy, I don't know how this is going to look. So, I've flown by the seat of my pants many times in my life, and I guess I'm going to do it again.
But you think the district is doing what they should be doing, right? I mean, they're thinking ahead.
I think they're really, I think they just, were blindsided by this, as everyone else was. And
my question is, should they have been, though? Should they have been blindsided? Shouldn't there?
Well, then we get into a political thing here, and I have my own ideas about that as well. But I think they should have been maybe aware it was coming, and I'm sure that they were, but everybody was so tentative in approaching that. It was during conference week that we started hearing more and more, and we started to teach our kids how to wash our hands properly the last 2 weeks. I mean, as we're doing that, we're getting directives from our district office about how to wash our hands, how to use disinfectant wipes, where to store them, and all that. You're going, there's something's going to happen. This is just all going to burst. And when I left that Friday, it had burst.
Yeah. Do you sense that the kids are really, I don't want to keep you any longer, but do you sense that the kids are really worried? I mean, that they are unsettled themselves about what's happening?
Kids, I think the parents have done a really good job in not making the kids too, paranoid about it, even if the parents are crumbling inside, becoming teachers at home, which, boy, they love us now. I'm not going to get a single parent telling me, oh, can I explain what my little Johnny did at school that you told me about? Because he really didn't do that, even though you saw it. You're not going to get that for a while. Parents love us right this moment.
Yeah, you're golden.
Loved us before, but they're really appreciating what we do.
Yeah.
But the kids, I think they're pretty good. They want to see us so bad. I even have a student who is writing a story about COVID as an alien force.
That's a great idea.
Well, he wrote me, and so I started the story, and I said, chapter 2 is up to you. And so I sent that on to him, and they're on chapter 5 right now. And it's a really good story. But, and I'll probably read that to my kids sometime in the coming weeks. But this is a very different life for them right now, where they can't touch people or have play dates, and they're consumed with their homes.
I saw a video on, I don't even know where it was, about a teacher somewhere that went, it was a guy, and this kid was having it was a girl, and this girl was having so much trouble with her math. Did you see that? And he went,
yes, I saw it.
Her house, stood outside. So cute.
That's a dedicated teacher.
That would be your next job, right? Oh, perfect.
That's it.
I thought, my God, that teacher, but not surprised. I was not surprised at all with some teachers.
I'm going to honestly tell you, I think there are a lot of teachers that would be doing things like that if it was needed.
Yeah.
To figure out a means to get to that child so they don't lose them. If a child wants help right now, we'll be there. Because you know what's going to happen. The kids who turn in homework on a normal COVID time, those are the kids who are doing the work. Those are the kids who are actively engaged in learning, the kids who are inconsistent, the kids who are not turning in work at all. Those are the ones that you're not going to get much from. So it's, I'm teaching to all, but really to those who want it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't control them.
Yeah.
On my computer. I have far more control at school.
I do have one more question. Are you showing videos at all? Are you able?
Am I showing what?
Videos. Are you showing videos?
I haven't. I mean, Screencastify's, which are videos of us teaching, and I'll throw out some videos to the kids that have interest to them. It's really like videos of us reading, videos of stars reading, videos of artists drawing pictures and showing you how to draw, stuff like that.
But not little short cartoony things or anything like that teach a lesson.
Everything is for enrichment.
Right.
Last week, and in the future, it's going to be for proceeding forward.
Do you ever do anything? I know it's first grade, but do you ever do any civics things?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yep. I have kindness ninjas, so I do a little club in my class, which takes about a lunchtime a week, and it's all about how can we honor our community, how can we be better people in this world. And so I have my own little Google site now, Google Classroom site that's just for kindness ninjas, and where we can share ideas of how we can do kind things and be kind people when we're in a time when we can't actually go up to anyone without a face mask and gloves, hazmat. And so they've actually come up with, a couple of the kids have written letters that they've given to the cashiers at Stater Brothers. A couple other kids wrote letters for their mailman, which I thought was great. And then they came up with a list of all the people that have been
That is great. Yeah.
working tirelessly. They came up with FedEx drivers and Amazon drivers and healthcare workers, of course. But that's why I say they're if we can get them thinking in a kind of broader sense of themselves in the world, and not just me in the center, but how do we look in this world? I think we could have a fairly bright future.
Yeah, well, Mr. Rogers said, right? Look for the helpers.
Yeah, well, we've got them, and we've got to nurture it, though. It's not like it'll just happen. You got to plant that seed and water it to the point that eventually they can do their own cultivating.
You're so great, Kristin, for meeting with us. Can we do it after the first, third, whatever thing they're calling it?
Whenever you want. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I think you know where to find me.
That's good. Yeah, I do. Well, no, I don't know where the dog place.
The kennel. Well, the kennel is one thing. I'm still at the kennel because that is still a necessary job with the dogs. So I still am doing that. I just go in with my face mask on, and the dogs actually don't know what to think with the.
That's essential. I mean, that is essential work to go in and because
it's a rescue. It's a dog rescue.
Yeah.
We just got a bunch more in. We just got a dog in who was so scared at the shelter she was taken from. It's a high kill shelter, and she basically wouldn't even get up off the concrete, and they had to drag her almost out. They brought her into the car. The transporter took her down, and the transporter said, as minutes passed in the car, this little dog came to life. And then I saw her yesterday, and I didn't know it was her. I thought, that can't be Sprinkles, because this dog has shut down. I was told totally shut down. And I'm walking her going, gosh, she's annoying as can be. She's jumping all over the place, and she's smiling. And when I saw the posting about her, that's all she needed. She needed us. She needed people who genuinely loved and cared for her in these times. So that's a kids. Those are like kids to me.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, thanks, Kristin. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks.